A pleasant week ahead, and we proceed now to the latest in local news.
Poverty alleviation program payments resume. This from SKNIS. Sorry about that. Cash transfer under the Poverty Alleviation Program PAP resumed on Friday, Monday the 3rd, 2023. Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew shared on Friday during a special interview with members of the media at the Core Resort, and quote, Today we will start paying about 23,000 persons, end quote. The payments are being made to households in two categories in the first instance. Recipients of the first payments are households headed by seniors, that is, persons 60 years and older who identify as the main applicant during the registration period. The second household headed by persons with disabilities. Future payments to additional categories of beneficiaries will be made later in the month of February. Priority will be given to households with minors. The Prime Minister stated, and quote, the PAP will continue to roll out during this month, and so our citizens can expect further improvements to this program, end quote.
All right, and in other news, this from Win Media SKN, the Department of Environment entered the second phase of communication activities for the Invasive Alien Species, or IAS project, by engaging agricultural experts. The project aims to control what is considered invasive species or organisms that pose a threat to the environment, like the green vervet monkey, brown rats, and wild tamarind. For this purpose, former Director of Agriculture Melvin James and former Chief Extension Officer in the Nevis Island Administration, Walcott James, have been contracted to build awareness and provide technical capacity to the farming community on both islands. This will be realized through a series of engagement exercises with key agricultural stakeholders like extension officers and farmers on the identification, control, management, and prevention of agricultural invasive alien species. Evan Parry, IAS Project Director in the Department of Environment, said contracting these two local agricultural experts is aimed at improving the awareness of farmers on proven techniques that can be applied to manage various invasive species affecting the farming communities across the Federation.
We continue now. This is from SKNIS. St. Kitts and Nevis is recognizing African influence on the traditions and cultural practices of the Federation during History and Heritage Month, which is observed in the month of February annually. This year's theme is celebrating 400 years of African ancestral creativity and ingenuity. Minister of Culture, the Honorable Samuel Duggins, during an address to the nation to commemorate the month, said that History and Heritage Month is solemn and important. He praised the Brimstone Hill Fortress National Park Society, the Nevis Historical and Conservation Society, the St. Christopher National Trust, and the Ministry of Culture for the tremendous role they play in educating citizens, residents, and visitors about their history and heritage. Minister Duggan said, and quote, they must be celebrated and supported for their unflinching efforts to preserve and shape our cultural history, traditions, and practices. I want to reiterate my personal commitment to continue working in support of their efforts and lend my ministry's support in their important endeavor, end quote.
All right, moving on to a check of our local weather at this time. It's going to be mostly sunny with a high of 80 degrees and a low of 73 degrees Fahrenheit. Take a look at your forecast as we head to a break. More GMSKN on the other side.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We continue now with the latest in regional news. This from Loop Caribbean. 1,200 new homes to be constructed in Region 6 Ghana. President Dr. Irfan Ali announced that 1,200 homes will be completed by the end of 2023 in Region 6 Ghana. Ali made the revelation while visiting the Fort Ordnance housing development in Burbus on Thursday night. Construction has been completed on 200 low-income houses in the development, and Ali said they have already been allocated. The 200 homes cost the state almost 3.8 billion Guyanese dollars. The government has allocated a total of 54.5 billion Guyanese dollars in the 2023 national budget for housing development in new and existing areas, including the construction of roads, drains, and bridges, and the installation of utilities to meet housing demands.
We continue now with international news. This is from the Good News Network. Researchers in Australia, an island nation, have successfully split seawater to produce green hydrogen without pre-treatment. An international chemical engineering team led by the University of Adelaide's Professor Shizang Kui and Associate Professor Yao Zheng were motivated by the fact that the only thing emitted by hydrogen fuel is water. Professor Kui said, "We have split natural seawater into oxygen and hydrogen with nearly 100% efficiency to produce green hydrogen by electrolysis using a non-precious and cheap catalyst in a commercial electrolyzer." End quote. Associate Professor Zheng said, end quote, "We use seawater as a feedstock without the need for any pretreatment processes like reverse osmosis, desalination, purification, or alkalization," end quote. The team reports that the performance of their seawater with catalysts of cobalt oxide and chromium oxide is close to the performance of expensive platinum iridium catalysts running in a feedstock of highly purified deionized water.
Exciting news.
That's it for international and regional news. We have so much more after the short break. Stay tuned.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Yeah.
An exotic experience
Oh, come in!
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
各位朋友，大家好. Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao, bango!
Good morning. This is Karen of Paris and support from Paris Vermont. I want to encourage y'all to sign on to Good Morning SKN every morning from 8 to 10 at Studio 327. Thanks.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. Today we'll be talking all about consistency and its influence on our lives. And for those who might not know or understand, being consistent means dedicating yourself to your goals and staying focused on the things that you want to achieve and the activities that you're desirous of achieving as well. So we begin talking about the importance of consistency. Are we consistent people? Depends on what it is. That's what I have to say to that. What about you, Cretensia?
Consistency is part of life, because everything, I would say, deserves consistency. Because if you want to learn how to cook, you have to keep going at it. So you have to be consistent to learn how to cook. If you have goals to complete, you have to be consistent at it. Like I stayed consistent, and I am pleased to report that my Mount Liamega is no more. It's gone. I folded and put away every single thing, and I only have a quarter of the room to complete. So guys, I'm well on my way. I stuck to it. I stayed consistent. I did bit by bit over the weekend. Saturday, I did the whole chunk of it, and my consistency paid off.
So Mount Liamega gets removed with consistency. And we're not talking about the actual mountain, by the way, for those of you who are wondering. All right, so consistency definitely leads to momentum, and the more consistent you are doing something, the easier it seems to be. The easier it seems achievable, rather. Seems easier to achieve. All right. Not true. You agree?
It is. As I said, you have to keep doing something for certain. Most motivational speakers will tell you 21 days. If you keep doing something for 21 days, it stays in you. You do it. You consistently do it all the time. If it comes to exercising, it comes to praying, it comes to writing your goal, it comes to doing whatever. Once you do it consistently for 21 days, it stays with you.
Well, that'll be good or bad habits, because that's the reality of it.
Let's hope it's all.
It's applicable to both.
Let's hope it's all good. Yep. So building habits with consistency is the key to making a lasting change. What do you think?
Here we go again, the habits. I say, yeah, I guess if it's easier to achieve when you do it. The more you do it, it's easier to achieve. Yeah, definitely so. I agree.
And your productivity increases significantly when you are consistent and you're consistently motivated to keep going. As I said, you have to be motivated, because if you're not motivated to exercise, you won't do it. If I was motivated, I wouldn't have gotten my goals accomplished that I set out to accomplish on the weekend. Consistency is the key to every single thing. Because even in school, you're not good at maths. You keep going to lessons, you keep practicing little by little. Your consistency will pay off, because you'll grasp what you're trying. Well, not what you're trying. You'll grasp what you need to learn, and in turn, you can help somebody else. And
Hopefully.
Then,
Hopefully. All right. Consistency is the critical driver for success. Critical driver for success. It's everything that you said.
Just said that.
It's just itemized differently, but yeah. Nothing to add.
And I think we touched on the fact that consistency required long-term commitment. You have to stay at it. Bakers didn't become great bakers just like that. The prime ministers of the various countries did not become the prime ministers just like that. They had to work at various things. They had to be groomed. They had to practice their public speaking, et cetera, to get where they are. So all great persons had to be consistent with whatever their goals were to accomplish the end results of where they are in life today. So consistency is key, and it is the key to success.
Not in isolation, but I guess I do agree. Yeah, nothing to add. All right. So I suppose if we want to, we could make consistency the watchword for 2023, well, February, the month of February.
Yes.
Some people do that. They have watchwords every month or every week or bi-weekly, whatever it is, and they focus on that. I know if that works for you. I don't necessarily do that. I do whatever, right?
As you said.
Because it's ebbing and flowing. I go with the tide. It's how I feel in the moment. Sometimes I'm, able to continue with that momentum. Other times I just take a break and I feel fine.
Okay.
Doesn't mean I'm not consistent over the long term.
Exactly.
But, in between those periods, highs and lows. So works out.
And consistency, as you would have said, means different things for different folks. Because my consistency may be going right through until I get it done. But whereas you said you take a break and then you get back to it.
Yeah.
So to each his own.
Definitely so.
So I wonder, GMSK Nation, can you tell us in the comments what is it that you do to stay consistent in your daily lives, in your activities, in whatever it is you have to do? As we see, consistency is the key that drives everything. That is my saying. Because if you're not consistent, you won't get anywhere.
That's definitely the case. All right, so we'll be back in a moment with more GMS Scan. Stay tuned.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
Yes.
An exotic experience.
Good morning, SKN and Studio 327. This is Tao Batiste, one of your biggest fans. Just you're doing a lot of things well. Keep on that trajectory. Greatness, greatness, greatness.
Yo, this is your boy Smiley of the Grandmasters Band, and you're watching GMSKN. Hey, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, just make sure you're watching GMSKN. What up?
Representing for Good Morning SKN. Say good vibes, good energy, blessings and love. Voice your
Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao bango.
Without a doubt, mental health awareness has become a less taboo topic in the last 10 years, but who remembers what it was like growing up when mental health was only mentioned when referring to someone as crazy? Yeah, that's what we grew up. The lady on the side of the road, crazy Zelma. As she walked around, she spoke to herself, she walked around a little dirty, she cursed people out, so we just thought she was crazy. If I could take that back, I would, because nobody's crazy. Now that I'm older, I realize that people do genuinely have mental health issues. And we're often taught that everything begins in the mind. I was listening a little sermon yesterday from Billy Graham, and he was saying the battlefield is always in the mind. And I realized Joyce Meyer has since carried on that, and various other preachers would speak about the battlefield of the mind. Because, you know, sometimes you sit there and you think all kind of weird things, or weird things come in your mind to do, and you'd be like, no, if I do that, 1840 will find space for me. So, you know, there's a lot of things that goes on in everybody's mind. So we have to be a bit more understanding and at the same time empathetic, placing ourselves or seeing ourselves in the person's shoes and trying to understand what exactly they are going through. So Jamie, in your opinion, what do you think triggered the shift in mental health awareness?
This is not an expert opinion. This is my opinion. Consult a professional. Anyway, I think it was a gradual shift, honestly, if I could say that, because I know it's not the same thing, but I want to liken it to, on some level, what we do or how we see abuse of children, quote unquote. When you and I were growing up, we could get spanked, we'd be fine with that. If you do that in certain jurisdictions, it's called abuse. And so there is this, I don't want to say hypersensitivity of sorts, to certain issues, but I do think there is this gradual change. There is an understanding or an appreciation of the way that we can do things differently.
Yeah.
And so this is one of those things, this understanding that people do have mental health issues. We need to be more aware of our mental health, not just our physical health.
Mhm.
And so there's an understanding, increase in knowledge, I would say. Yeah, all those things.
I would say the fact that there's more education on this issue, it has become quite easier for folks to understand, and it has made society more aware of what mental health is and how we should treat it. So I would say education has been the key to making mental health awareness not be a stigma in society anymore.
Well, are we there yet? I don't think that we are there yet, to be honest with you, because we live in a very small society. And so it's very easy for us to identify people with familial issues.
Mm-hmm.
It's very easy for us to scorn people. I'm using that word, although it seems a little archaic.
Yeah.
But scorn people who have mental health issues, who've known family issues, and who, for whatever reason, beyond our understanding, have not received adequate help to treat those issues. But I think we are getting better at appreciating that in certain respects it could happen to any of us. We don't know what that straw is that could easily break the camel's back. And one day it might be our family member, might be your friend, it might be us. We really don't know. So it behooves us all not to judge people prematurely. We shouldn't be judging anyway, but if you want to do that, not prematurely and definitely not without an understanding as to what it is that they're going through or an appreciation of it.
When we were in school, I don't remember this being a topic that was out there or spoken on a lot. What about you?
Definitely not. It wasn't something that we talked a lot about because we were more concerned with the academics, definitely more concerned with contributing meaningfully in society. And then on the off chance that we identified people who were making meaningful contributions through their profession or sports or otherwise, that were known to have mental health issues, they were one-offs. So we understood, okay, we used to say it, and it wasn't good. You know, our society says that they're kind of crazy or whatever it is. That we don't understand the issues. We're not medical professionals. We don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But we said it, and it really wasn't that, how do I say this? It wasn't that mainstream to have so many people speaking about mental health issues, or so many people, when we say mental health issues, that you can flag, okay, well, you talked about it, and you talked about it, and you talked about it. So it's become normalized. We didn't have that.
Yeah. I see topics that we discuss with health and family. Mental health wasn't one of them. We rarely spoke about mental health. Anybody behaved out to the norm, they're crazy.
You know, it's interesting because I guess there are two sides to this debate. We had the other side of the coin when we looked at, you know, whether it's becoming an excuse or what. I would say that if we look back at generations gone, we'd realize that because of the hardships that our families and generations had to endure, nobody really talked about mental health because you had to overcome it or else you would have been done for. And so it was just this tenacity that we had as a people that I think, to some degree, I don't want to say talking about mental health is a bad thing, but I think that we've kind of diluted that quote unquote stick-to-itness, that perseverance, that certain things don't necessarily trigger, oh, my mental health is affected. Because we know that there were so many other things on the line, at least our previous generations did, that they just had to persevere. They just had to do it. So nobody was talking about mental health because you actually had to have the mindset to continue to push through. And so that was what it was just automatic for a lot of people.
Yeah, because think about slavery. If we were to speak to our ancestors, they would have said, well, I just had to suck it up and push on and know one day, or hope that one day either I'll be free or my future children will be free. Because they had to have some strong mindset to deal with what they dealt with blows, mutilation. Oh my God, that was a lot. Placed in the ground in a coffin with barely a breathing hole and water just thrown on you constantly to ensure that you survive. Those were some sick times.
But you're making me think about our programming mentally, because as we talk about pushing through perseverance, the slavery example that you drew on just now, reality sets in, and I say that that behavior had to have been normalized for a lot of the slaves, so that even as we talk about changing the circumstances and fighting for freedom, there had to be, to my mind, quite a large number of slaves who didn't even know what freedom was and didn't crave it, because that was acceptable behavior, that was acceptable treatment.
After a while, because they can't remember, these were freed persons that were captured.
Not all of them, though. And that's the point, because we were born into slavery. And so what I'm saying
well,
is,
yeah, those of us that were born into it.
That behavior, it's a programming thing. And I think to some degree when we talk about mental health issues as well, again, the question is, what's normalized, what's not? Can we change that conversation a little bit? Do we even know what sound mental health looks like we think we do? Do we know when to say what we need? Is it really incidental to mental health, or is it more, those sorts of conversations that we're not really having, because we use the blanket of mental health to cover everything. And so when I say that, what I said to you before concerning the tenacity of previous generations, I don't think it would have been normalized for them to say, oh, I'm feeling depressed today. Yeah, I'm not going to get up and do what I have to do. You know what I mean?
You had to move.
You literally had to do it. Now we're having those conversations, and so that becomes more normalized. Yeah. To what extent does it affect things like tenacity? It's a good thing because we're expressing ourselves. But the question is, now, in expressing ourselves, could that become an excuse to allow us, or to forbid us from moving, so to speak, to restrict that stick-to-itness attitude that previous generations had when there were greater things on the line, as opposed to, oh, what you think of me and my, and I'm not saying those are not important, but I'm saying realities, when you had to think about the roof over your head, freedom, paying bills, supporting 16 children, or whatever it is that you had to do, you just had to do it. Was that a good thing? We're saying now it's not. But with everything, there has to be some sort of balance, and you should look at it, through different lenses sometimes.
Yeah. Because you will have somebody from that generation telling you, I had to do this and I did it. Y'all lazy now, y'all don't want to do this, y'all have all these excuses and et cetera, et cetera. But
yeah, and children were also better behaved when they actually got a tap once in a while, not the abusive kind.
Yeah.
But now I hear, all this thing. Yeah, exactly. And all these things that really, really just tell me we've come so far as a society, and yet we've regressed in some ways.
Yep.
So that's me. Does that affect my mental health? It doesn't. I'm fine. In any event.
That said, stay tuned. So much more after this short break.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
up? It's your boy N Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moment Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. International Women's Day is just about 1 month away, and the Department of Gender Affairs is gearing up for local celebrations with their 2023 award ceremony for Outstanding Women. Virgil Jeffers, yes, and I know that. Why am I reading differently? Virgil Jeffers, Director of Gender Affairs, is here to discuss the details on nominations for these awards. Welcome back to Good Morning SKN, Director. Always a pleasure to see you.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Good morning.
All right, so let's talk all about the awards ceremony. I think I know why you've decided to have the ceremony, but I want to hear it from you. Why have you decided to have the ceremony? What are the objectives of the ceremony?
Well, this year, let me first start by saying International Women's Day is celebrated on the 8th of March every year globally. And the objective of the celebration is to bring awareness of women's achievements, their successes, all that have been done in their communities, as well as to promote all that women would have done in our society.
So how many women will be awarded this year?
This year we are looking to do 6 categories, and we have 3 additional categories. Those are usually based on the individual's work that would have done, some unique, some what should I say, some like they would have done some legacy, because legacy award is one of the areas in which we plan to acknowledge a woman who would have done something outstanding years gone by and was not recognized.
So they're finally getting their recognition, you would say?
Yes.
So I was asking, is it going to be a red carpet soiree? Doesn't want to give me the detail. I'm trying here.
I can tell you we are going to have a one-of-a-kind award ceremony. It is our intention to have the women, having been nominated and successful in their nominations, we would have the recognition of a ceremony. We are having to have the entire cabinet present.
Nice.
And it is boastful to say that this year, or this administration, the cabinet has the most amount of women in parliament, in cabinet.
Yes.
And as such, I think that is an achievement in and of itself.
Good stuff.
All right, so let's talk about the theme for International Women's Day. Digital, as in digital, A-L-L.
Yes.
Innovation, digital, right? Innovation and technology for gender equality.
Yes.
How do you interpret that theme?
Well, digital was once a man thing when it first started. And as such, the aim is to ensure that not only men, but women as well are incorporated in any and everything that is digital. And that's why this year we would have decided to focus, one of the focus areas for recognition is digital economy. Yes.
Okay. So let's talk about the categories now. Women in science.
Yes. Women in science is one of the category. Long gone are the days when it was your doctor is a male. Now we have doctors who are female. So we were trying to encourage women who are in science to come forward to be nominated so that they can be publicly recognized.
Oh, so they have to be nominated by someone else?
Yes, they have to be nominated by someone else.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
All right, so that's one of the categories. You said that there were 6 and 3 additional,
Yes,
so
yes.
we'll go through each incrementally. Digital economy, which you...
Digital economy, yes. It is our intention to have persons who are in the digital field, whether you are in film, whether you are in computer, anything that is digital.
Okay.
Then we recommend that you be nominated.
Okay. these economies are often not understood. So if you can shed some light towards them, we would be grateful. The blue economy.
The blue economy. For me, when I hear blue economy, I think ocean.
Okay.
So simple, simple, simple. Blue ocean. So anything that is coastal, anything that's marine, anything that has to do with the ocean. So if you are a fisherwoman, then I would recommend that Mr. Morris nominate you for blue economy category.
Sure.
So anything that is related to the ocean, that's blue economy.
So Jamie, you have to nominate Tracy, right?
I'm just moving on to green. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing, because having listened to your explanation of the blue economy, the green economy then.
Green economy is the land.
The land. Mm-hmm.
It's farming. Anything to do with the earth, preservation of the earth, care for the earth, any woman that is involved in taking care of the earth in whatever area.
Yeah.
And I know farming, I would have gotten 1 or 2 nominations for persons who are farmers, females who are farmers, exactly. So yes, anything green economy, think gardening, farming, the land.
Can I include vets in the green economy?
Vets?
Yes.
As in the veterinarian?
The veterinarians that deal with animals, would they be included in the green economy or they not?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
That's more women in science, wouldn't it be?
Yes, that would be women in science, yes.
All right, the orange economy.
Orange economy, that one is a new one. I know many persons don't know that one, but that one has to do with theater arts, that has to do with dance, that has to do with production, culture, anything along that lines is orange economy.
Mm. And then women in non-traditional roles, can I suggest the Governor General?
Yes, and having been privileged to attend the ceremony, I was happy to hear when she listed all of the Governor Generals before herself. And she said there is one distinction, and that she is the only and the first female.
Yes.
So there she would qualify for women in non-traditional roles, because we all know that our 5 Governor Generals before, they were all males. So she would make history as the first female Governor General. So with the non-traditional roles as well, we're looking at women who are into architecture. We are looking at women who are into mechanics, construction, carpentry, anything that when you hear the profession, you think man.
Okay.
So but we do know we have women who are in non-traditional roles as well. I know there is one firefighter. She's the only female who drives the fire truck.
Oh, girl. Nice.
Okay, so how did you and your team determine the categories to be chosen this year?
Well, the categories, they would have been chosen based on the theme. So we would have put our own Department of Gender twist to it by adding the non-traditional roles. But then, as the theme states, digital. So definitely we would have had to take into consideration the digital part or the digital aspect of the focus areas for recognition.
So I see there is an extended deadline. First of all, how can someone sign up or nominate their person and sign them up? And can you also speak on the extended deadline that there is for
so
nominations?
The forms are located at the Department of Gender's office on Victoria Road, downstairs. So you don't have to come upstairs to the department. Just enter the building and indicate to the front desk officer that you're here to collect a nomination form, which you will receive. We ask that you complete them or complete it and return in a sealed envelope to myself, Virgil Jeffers. I am also asking, or we are also asking for a biography of the person that is being nominated. So it makes it easier that at the day of the ceremony, we can also read your bio to our invited guests.
So how will the nominated person know that they're nominated?
It is there is a criteria. The judges, there are 3 judges separate and apart, so the judges don't know who they are, so nobody can influence anybody. You judge it on your own time, in your own space, and you return to me. So the judges can say, well, yeah, I think Miss So-and-so should be given. No, everybody is going to judge independently. Return their judged package to Mr. Jeffers, myself, and then we would go about tallying the points. And then we rank them from highest to lowest. Now, with regards to the deadline, we would have decided to extend the deadline. Last week, Friday, the 3rd of May would have been the deadline, but we have decided to go one more week, which will be the 10th of February, this Friday coming, so that persons who did not get the opportunity to nominate someone, they have an additional week to do so.
Are there any specific requirements for candidates other than what you've mentioned so far?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, first off, you have to be a woman. Well, yeah, but...
Well...
Understandably.
And then, quite rightly so, because we do have International Men's Day in November. 19th of November is International Men's Day. So, if you're not a woman, obviously you're a man. Yes. So your turn will come around in November.
In November.
Yes.
A little humor to get us through.
Mr. Jeffers, I'd like to know, when would the awardees be announced?
The awardees, they will be announced way in advance because the awards themselves, they are personalized. So we actually require a picture of the winner.
Okay.
Because it is not only any old plaque, but it's a plaque with a clock. So you can actually see the timepiece as you look at it. So it's not something that you just rest down.
Okay.
It has value, it has use.
Right.
Okay, so they will be informed at least 2 weeks before, so that they can get their hair done, their nails done, their makeup done, and get ready for the 8th of March.
Nice.
Right.
Yes.
You mentioned some additional categories before. The legacy category
Legacy
was one
award
of them.
is one.
Can you tell us about the others?
The other two are the Prime Minister's Award, where the Prime Minister himself will nominate a woman based on his own personal experience for whatever area, for whatever his desire is. So he will nominate, just like what he would have done for International Men's Day.
Okay.
And then there is the Director's Award, who would also nominate someone for whatever outstanding achievement they would have had.
The Director of Gender Affairs?
Director of Gender Affairs, yes.
Oh,
He just didn't want to say himself. That's all.
I realize.
He just didn't want to say you.
He's very humble about it. Very humble about it. So what are you looking forward to most with this award ceremony, or the whole process of this situation?
For me, the area that I am most interested in is the non-traditional roles.
Why?
Because the world is changing, and it marvels me to see a woman doing a man's job. So I am really looking forward to the women in non-traditional role categories to see, and who knows, maybe the second one up in that category just might be the Director's Award winner. So, but I'm looking forward to the women in non-traditional role category. The whole ceremony, I know it's going to be a bang, because we do have a lineup of recognized persons who will be doing performances. So yes.
I can only imagine. See, he's giving me tidbits, but this is like, you have to be there to find out. I'm not going to tell you.
Yes, and it's by invitation. So invitations will be...
So I have to secure an invite.
Yes.
If you can.
No, Jeremy, got to throw some shit.
I said if she can. That's all I said. If she can. Maybe she should be nominated for the invitation, Mr. Jeffers. All right, so any final words to the public? We still have a week left, I think it is.
Yes, 1 week left, yes.
So you want to encourage them?
I would like to take this opportunity to welcome one and all to nominate women in the different focus areas, in the areas of women in science, in digital economy, blue economy, orange economy, green economy, and women in non-traditional roles. So the nomination has been extended, and I'm taking this opportunity to extend earnest appreciation to those who would have done so before and those who have not gotten the opportunity to do so. You have one week left, and I'm encouraging persons to nominate. Take advantage of the opportunity. Yes.
Well, thank you for stopping by. Always a pleasure to see you, Virgil Jeffers. Much appreciated. We've been speaking with the Director of Gender Affairs, all about nominations for International Women's Day. You heard him implore you to get your nomination forms filled in and submitted. We'll be back in a moment with more GMS Scan. Stay tuned.
It's Infused Friday. Welcome to today's recipe. But before we get into that, let me give you some information about the benefits of H2O. Infused water adds more to your H2O. It not only gives you the same refreshed feeling that water does, but it adds flavor and nutritional benefits. Adding different combinations of herbs, fruits, and spices to your water can lead to endless combinations that are not only delicious, but extremely good for you. Helping to control bloating, because many women suffer from bloating due to excess salt or hormonal fluctuation. Water-rich foods such as lemon and cucumber can help control this problem. How does this link into relaxation? Well, if you infuse your drink with herbs that are linked to relaxation, such as sage, this often helps. What are the benefits of anti-aging? Well, if you add dark berries and pomegranate seeds, which are rich in antioxidants, this can help protect against the effects of aging. Let's talk about metabolism. Many fruits can boost your metabolism and help with weight loss, so be sure to add in your raspberries, strawberries, tangerines, and any other delicious fruit. Now, let's move on to the recipe for this Friday, which is watermelon and lemon mint. Ingredients: 1 small cup of watermelon pieces, 1 large lemon sliced, and a handful of fresh mints. Now for the directions, very simple. You just need a pitcher and add 1 small cup of watermelon sliced, 1 large lemon sliced, and a handful of fresh mint. Muddle ingredients and fill pitcher with ice water, and you're good to go. Add more to your H2O. Check out the Facebook page every Friday for refreshing infused water recipes.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First you make the dollar, you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
Good morning, SKN. Wagwan. Yo, it's Ben's Lad coming to you live from Jamaica. You see it, go already, see me. See me, I say Caribbean people stand up and I love this. This show is very important. You understand me? Yeah, man. Studio 327. Ben's Lad, it's a big up. See me, I say. I'm the whole innocent crew. Yeah, man. More love.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. It is time to let you know what is happening. No, we're not done yet. It's just that time. Agri Night Market. The Ministry of Agriculture is teaming up with the Small Business Development Center to host the Back to My Roots Agri Night Market. Registration opens today, Monday, the 6th February, and forms will be available at the Ministry of Agriculture, the Public Market, and the Department of Agricultural Agreed, and the Department of Marine Resources. Registration fee, a mere $10. This night market is being held on Thursday, the 23rd February 2023, at the Baster Public Market from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Stay tuned to the ministry's Facebook page for more exciting updates.
All right, so moving on, a development certification course. Are you interested in web development but don't know where to start? Well, Xavier Shaw, a son of the soil, has a solution for you. With over 10 years of web development experience, he's launched his very own 5-week web development certification course. The course includes one-on-one mentoring, 2-hour sessions and 2 sessions per week. You learn mobile-first design, user authentication, cloud deployment, and so much more. For more information, visit zhav.space.
Yeah. And the Rotary Club of St. Kitts is inviting the public to attend its post-Valentine's barbecue. This is your chance to enjoy an afternoon with music, games, fun, and food, family, and fun. And friends on February the 18th. So it's post. So it's not for Valentine's, it's not before, it's post. Connect with any Rotarian to purchase tickets for 20 EC. All proceeds go towards funding Rotary charity projects.
All right, we're talking Culturama 14.9, the slogan contest to be precise. The Culturama Secretariat is looking for a catchy and memorable slogan for Culturama 49. Rules and guidelines are as follows. Should be short and catchy, 8 words. Should capture the true essence of, well, 8 to 10 words rather. It should capture the essence of Nevis Culturama Festival. It should have never been used before for any previous Culturama festivals or by any other festival or carnival committees. And the submission entries, here we go. Submission of entries. Submitted to the Culturama Secretariat at Cotton Ginnery Mall in Charlestown. So that's where you have to go. You can also email it to slogan@Culturama-Nevis. Is this correct? Let's go again. Slogan@Culturama-Nevis.com. We've got it.
Yep.
Okay, and that's how we spell it. Just checking. Spelling got me for a little bit. So the prize is $500 cash prize, 2 complimentary passes to all Culturama 49 events, and a congratulatory plaque. The deadline for submission is February 17th, so you've still got a little bit of time left to get your submissions in.
At least 2 weeks, right? Because this week is the 10th, and then next one. Yeah, so work magic. So that's all we have for what's happening today. Yeah. So remember to submit your slogan, remember your post-Valentine's. So if you do nothing before Valentine's or on Valentine's, you can go and celebrate with the Rotary Club and donate towards a charity. Yeah. So that's all we have today for what's happening. Stay tuned. Much more after the break.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
Welcome to another Infused Friday, and we have another amazing infused water recipe for you today, which is mango, papaya and pineapple. So let's get into just some of the benefits of this fine selection of fruit. Mango juice is full of potassium and magnesium, the two compounds that regulate blood pressure in the body. Consuming mango juice daily can help one keep fit and maintain blood pressure and keep hypertension in check. Drinking mango juice also makes sure there is enough fluid in the body to keep it balanced. Did you know that mangoes are good for your eyes, improves immunity, great for digestion, helps fight cholesterol and may burn fat and reduces acne? Papayas contain high levels of antioxidants, vitamin A, vitamin C and vitamin E. Diets high in antioxidants may reduce the risk of heart disease. The antioxidants prevent the oxidation of cholesterol. When cholesterol oxidizes, it's more likely to create blockages that lead to heart disease. And finally, pineapple, rich in vitamin C and manganese, which promotes healthy bones. Pineapple is packed with disease-fighting antioxidants. Thanks to the antioxidants, pineapple has cancer-fighting properties. In addition, pineapples can aid digestion and assist in weight loss. Now for the ingredients. You need 1/4 cup of papaya, 1 cup of mango, 1/4 cup of pineapple, 1/2 cup of ice and 12 ounces of cold water. Directions: wash fruits well, chop and slice ingredients and add to a large jar or jug of iced water. Stir and serve in tall glasses. Refreshing. Add more to your H2O. Check out the Facebook page every Friday for refreshing infused water recipes.
Good morning, this is Carol from Lux Carnival and I listen to Good Morning SKN.
You're watching Good Morning SKN. In a little while, we'll be speaking with members of the Nevis Disaster Management Department, workers in the Nevis Disaster Management Department, rather, to talk about what they're doing to raise awareness about hazards that affect all of us. So that's what we'll be doing after the break. More in a moment. Stay tuned.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
Yo, this is your boy Smiley of the Grandmasters Band, and you're watching GMSKN. Hey, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, just make sure you're watching GMSKN. What up?
Yo, what up? It's your boy N Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moment Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
The Nevis Disaster Management Department began its year-long campaign of multi-hazards awareness last month with earthquake awareness. Our next guests are Jack Gumba and Zoe Bendito of the Nevis Disaster Management Department. Good morning and welcome to GMSKN.
Morning, welcome.
Good morning.
All right, so it's a pleasure to be talking with you about something so very important. First off, can you tell us why you launched this campaign.
That's a very interesting question. The multi-hazard campaign, which the word is gradually getting to multiple hazard campaign. I want to make the adjustment as soon as possible. The multi-hazard campaign mostly goes when they happen simultaneously. For instance, when you have COVID, hurricane, earthquake at the same time. But multiple hazard campaign does not necessarily get them on the same pace. They can come, at different intervals. However, to what you would have asked, St. Kitts Nevis and the Caribbean as a whole, we have been zoned as one of the most vulnerable parts in the world in terms of natural hazards. And the challenge about that is how many persons are prepared as to what to do before, during, and after their occurrences. So it didn't take us long to figure out a means of how to enhance a capacity of preparedness and readiness. One of the goals we embarked on was to convert our audiences to become our messengers. That is where participatory approach was highly needed. So in that case, we now look at the calendar from January to December, and we look at key hazards that could impact Nevis other than hurricane alone. We saw earthquake, landslide, volcano, etc., etc. You can name the rest. And that led us to come up with a strategy. It is not so much at in-depth. It focuses on what to do before they happen, during the time of their occurrences, and what to do after. We studied wise for every audience, from kindergartens right through to the ministers of government, to be swallowed by this message. And for that to be done, we made them our voices. That is when we purposefully decided to focus on the various target audience groups and enhance them to become our messengers. You now find the school-based, faith-based, and we are to launch onto business-based, artist-based, and counseling-based. Those are on the way. But for now, we are focused on the school and churches. And how do we go about with the schools? From the calendars, January through to December, if you tell every school to do everything, they will end up doing nothing. So we now have to be specific to ensure in the month of January, and in this case, we started with the primary schools. So fortunately, Nevis has about 10 primary schools. So we spread them all through the calendar. The first Charlestown primary that commenced the year, we gave them earthquake. St. James primary, we gave them landslides. St. Thomas primary, we gave them tsunami, and it continues right through to December. And that school, what they will do is, for example, Charlestown drop cover hold on. We ensure that the students were put on posters. We had them on the radio. We had them on TV, educating the public. So they became our voices. In that case, they own the message. They are no longer a passive listener. So the reason I go at depth in this is not just a program, but it's something that is mindful on converting our listeners or our audiences to become very participatory in the whole process.
It seems like it's an effective strategy indeed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Zoe, can you tell us about the mission of the campaign?
It's to basically educate everyone about disasters and how it could impact their lives, and to get them involved so that they would know exactly what to do during, before and after, and that they don't really necessarily have to depend on us to tell them. They already know, it's already in their mindset. So that's really what we really want for people to grasp the concept of it.
Okay.
Right, Jack, you mentioned the calendar, and in listening to you, it made sense, as you rightly said. You can't give the schools everything to do at once because they might not implement anything at all. One of the things that you have here for me specifically is drought in Nevis Academy. So hearing you say that in terms of disaster preparedness, we're looking at what we could do before, during, and after I'm curious to know how you approach the issue of drought, particularly before the drought.
That's a very, very important question. I like that. And that is something this campaign helps us to understand, that each hazard has its own different dynamics. Because much of times when we focus on hurricane, we want to use that same approach to handle every other hazard. So it won't work like that for drought. Now, when it comes to drought, before drought, the drought will not necessarily follow the approach like hurricane or earthquake. Drought is something that when it comes, it has come. So the focus of drought is heavily on when it is approached. What do you do with water? What persons could do before drought is to reserve water. That's why we encourage systems. Persons should have personal system. So when, let's say, water distribution can't really go through, they would depend on that. And during drought itself, they now tend to use less water. Unfortunately, during the time of drought, that is when we need water most. It's an irony. When the water is short, of course, your plants need to be watered, your vehicle needs to be washed. All of those things start seeking water, telling you we need a lot, whereas that is the time you are to use less water. So knowledge on this will really help persons understand the dynamics of that time and how to go about it. So we begin by teaching children first.
Indeed.
In relation to July, I'm noticing again excessive heat. We live in it seems to be excessively hot, especially at that point in time. Nowadays, it's actually kind of cold, but I don't mind that too much. How do you teach that message to young children in terms of disaster preparedness relative to heat so that they become your messengers effectively?
That is a very good thing, and I'm heavily concerned about that because unfortunately, the world is heading to a point based on climate change knowledge that the heat is like it's just going to be increasing. And the young kids, what always happens with them when it comes to heat, heat is something you don't even need to tell a person. You feel it first in your body, and the dehydration follows. So we actually make them become aware of what they already know, which is that heat that they feel. And now from it, we use other methods to let them know how to avoid dehydration and also how to deal with their clothing, the kind of clothes to wear during that time. And in terms of, avoiding more of the destruction of the ozone layer, we now encourage persons, especially those kids, to now be able to tell their parents, oh, mommy, avoid doing things that can expand on, promoting the wrong gas that will only destroy the ozone layers. So them knowing that, it makes it more effective because when it is hot, it is hot. We all know it.
We definitely do.
So Zoe, I have a favorite eat spot here in St. Kitts, Shipwreck, and every time I go there, I notice that we're losing more and more of the shore. How do you? I see Montessori Academy has the coastal erosion. What angles are they going to take to educate the public to let us all understand what is happening?
Well, actually, over by us, there's coastal erosion by, what's the place? Fort Charles.
Yes.
So we will take the kids out there, for example, let them assess the area with us and let them see, like, this is a great issue for us and how it impacts us. And even beachgoers, and we could help them to help us send the message to people to,
Yeah, so more onto that, the key thing from where Zoe is coming from, which we really have to hit on for coastal erosion. Sand mining has been a very big problem. Illegal sand mining, I will put it that way. Illegal sand mining, because we always have to get sand to build, but being mindful of the wrong approach that is being taken, it affects, it affects the shores. And that is one thing we discourage through this campaign, and letting the children know that so they can pass the message to their parents. And another thing too is to encourage the planting of mangrove and other things that will have, help the sedimentary layers to be able to be firm, because at the shorelines, geologists will confirm the fact that we have a lot of sedimentary rocks than igneous rocks. Igneous rocks will not wear out by the sea water, but sedimentary rocks, because of its stratification in nature, is going to erode quickly. So children, their significance in this is that when they know and they take such message to parents who happen to have been the decision makers, I believe it triggers them to, how do you say, pull their socks or stand on their feet to do the right thing.
Definitely so. October, this one stands out for me because we're talking about comprehensive disaster management, all schools. Let's talk about how you intend to implement this particular thing.
That gets me so excited. You know, and October is the month where all the schools now will showcase simultaneously what they are doing for each month. So October is actually the month that you can call a multi-hazard awareness effect, in that all of them are being said at the same time. So it's always colorful. There is one production which I'll send to you, maybe you played one time on the station, where you find all the schools having an item or an expose for their hazards. So for that October, comprehensive disaster management now touches all the angles of disaster management. First of all, the disaster management cycle, which is preparedness, mitigation, other persons usually say mitigation, preparedness, response, and recovery. That is for the cycle. All those hazards, we go through that. And for the comprehensiveness, we tend to connect it with the bigger framework known as the Sendai framework. That is a different discussion on its own. But one key thing, if we look at the very last component, which talks of the word just left my early warning system. It really ties on with what we are doing, because much of times early warning system have limited itself to just the instruments, you know, like the alarm, the horn, etc. But now we see the need of utilizing human beings to pass across a message, and awareness is part of early warning system. So the children are fitting in that category. So what we do for the multi-hazard campaign in the month of October, it does not focus on one thing. It focuses on all of what the children are doing. And we have greater events where, I mean, at times we have music concerts, quizzes, different things to showcase them as the pilots for the year in terms of safety. And the message always goes out in that month: disaster management is everybody's business.
And October is the month for International Disaster Risk Reduction.
Very good. That's the month for International Day for Disaster Risk Reduction. So which month could we use better than that?
Yeah. Nice, nice. I do not see the culprit here, but I see things that can happen after this culprit happened. Let's talk about the earthquake. We have been getting tremors here and there, some that we can definitely feel, some that are light, and we are only alerted by our phones from the earthquake centers, etc., etc. How can we educate children and adults on how to be prepared for an earthquake, what to do after the earthquake?
You know, earthquake is the hazard I must say I am extremely afraid of. Why I say so is because unlike hurricane that gives you warning, hurricane is so gentlemanly, saying I'm coming at this time, at this category, so know what I'm coming to do, prepare. Earthquake doesn't do that. No. Earthquake is airplane is the worst thief. You only know it when it has come.
Yeah.
Japan, and I don't know if the United States has joined that, they came up with a system that could predict its occurrence by tracing the first wave in the space of like 3 minutes. Okay. So in that 3 minutes, an alarm goes about when everybody tries to balance themselves, but that's just 3 minutes, you know. So because of that nature of earthquake, I will encourage the general public to have a sense of lifestyle mindfulness. Earthquake is not a seasonal thing. It can happen at any time, anywhere. When you're on the toilet seat, it can happen. When you are up the roof trying to pretend to become a carpenter, it can happen. So anytime, wherever you are, be mindful that it can occur. Yes. With that being said, the key question is, what do you do before? The very first thing you have to observe, let's say you get to your room, I'm sure the boxes you would have had since the years of colonial masters, which you don't want to throw them away, you always have them at the top, right? Those are the very first hazard that will fall on you during an earthquake. You know, so be mindful of how your home is set up because you are there most of the time. If an earthquake occurs, I'm in the living room, what is the first hazard that we hit? In fact, it should orientate how you set your home. It should orientate even where you find yourself. Let's say walking in the street. Each time I'm walking, I'm always mindful, looking up, okay, look at these electric wires. In case of an earthquake, how are they going, how will I escape them? So with that in mind, if I'm walking on the street, I am mindful of where I walk. So I say so for us to really be mindful throughout that. That's one thing. And the next thing, always set up an emergency kit in case that occurs. And at home, set up your communication plan. When that happens, your children, do they know your number off by heart? If they ask, what's daddy's number? Can they give it? Or mom's number? That's something you set up. And also do a drill at home all the time. Pretend there is an earthquake. Establish your safe zone if you're at home. Which place will be the safest place for us to evacuate and get onto? So all of that should be said. That is just for home. At work, like in the studio, if an earthquake happens, where are you going? Under a glass table? Be mindful of all of that. And, how did you know that? I know, I can tell. Yes, so that is one thing that could occur. So, and there are other tips, more like, let's see, if you have pets, you also be mindful of their safety during that time. Then when the earthquake itself occurs, what do you do? If at all you have a solid table, you now get under the table where we all have the drop, cover, hold on. The whole of St. Kitts Nevis is aware of that. You go under the table, pin on it, and while you are holding is for you not to lose balance and also for the table not to leave you. So both you and the table tend to be the safe place. Now, if it happens when the table is not there, you go down in the building, I will encourage you to go by the wall, you know, the 90-degree angle of the wall. Science have proven that even if it collapses, that end, the wall will not just drop on you. So it's considered safe. Always go towards that edge. And what you do, you now go right down, stoop, and cover your occiput. So in case anything falls, it hits your hands. Because right there, that's a death sentence. Wow. And once you have the shaking, be mindful that there could be an aftershock. So don't immediately run out of the building. Hold on for a while, ensure the shaking has completely stopped. Then you now follow the evacuation route you would have already determined. However, in case what you thought was safe, it happened to have now the collapse of a wall, ensure you have a plan B to use. Then when you get to your safe zone, that is the time you ensure your phones or radio is set up. I always encourage persons to have that, you know, those radios which are out of style. They will help you during an earthquake because you need to hear an all clear from the responsible channel, either from NEMA or Disaster Management Office, to tell you, okay, it is safe, and will be advised from the seismic office in Trinidad, you will seismic. That is when you are now safe to go back to your building.
I can't tell you how timely this discussion about earthquakes is, particularly as in the news this morning, I was looking at the aftermath of an earthquake in Syria and Turkey, where over 1,000 people were known to have lost their lives. And so when I hear you talk about walking on the streets and looking up, it says to me that your entire mindset of risk reduction is what applies in every situation. And I think that's exactly the message that you were trying to get the public to understand and appreciate. How can we reduce risks at every moment in time to prepare for these things? I want to focus on March, particularly the tsunami, because a few years ago, obviously, well, it's not a few now, probably over 10 years or so, we knew what the devastating effects of tsunamis were, particularly in our lifetime. We saw that, not here, but we definitely saw it. Nevis, you've experienced that. It's in your history books. We know that. How are we teaching the children to prepare for tsunamis, particularly, Jack, as you say, when earthquakes come, they really don't come with a warning. Our tsunami is much better.
Tsunami is a monster. Even though it has a little warning, they don't let the warning not fool you. Yes, that's something which is part of our campaign, and we hold it seriously as well. There is a difference between earthquake and tsunami. However, earthquake above magnitude, let's say from magnitude 7 upwards, some persons have even gone further to say 6.8 upward. Once you have that kind of an earthquake, it can trigger a tsunami. Why I'm saying this is because an earthquake which is not up to that magnitude, which for sure it cannot trigger a tsunami, there you will just go to your safe zone, drop cover, hold on, and head to your safe zone. But those that would have gone above, let's say 7 and above, is a kind of earthquake you can't stand on your feet. If you experience that, the measures of safety or the procedure will now change. Even though you do the drop cover, hold on, you now start running to higher ground. So there is a slight difference between those two scenarios. So since you asked on tsunami, the children, especially in Nevis, they have already, those in the low-lying areas, they have already identified a tsunami route path to their safe zones. And NEMA and NDMD went further to get signs, which they would have put in various places. Those signs will tell you, hey, this is not a safe zone. Another sign is there to direct you on the path of the safe route. And there's another sign that tells you, okay, you have arrived heaven. This is safe. So the children have been oriented on that. And as a matter of fact, every Carib wave exercise in the month of March, all the low-lying schools, including businesses, will do a tsunami drill where they run in an orderly manner to the safe zones. And that is something which I think it plays a very major role. Some persons, business persons, at first were not taking it seriously, but I'm happy they have all started seeing the seriousness of it. My concern on that is to add on contingencies in case the fault lines happen to break a road in a way that is not safe for persons to pass through. What then is a line? Whenever we have one way of safety, it becomes dangerous. COVID taught us a lesson. It broke all the one-way protocol. So I now begin to think outside the box in case that does not work. What is the next thing to be done? Yeah, but as for the children, the awareness has really been embedded in them from preschool.
Well, that's definitely important. I'm glad that you're thinking about the contingencies, as you rightly said. That's something that we have to learn to think about, because that one-way approach, if that one way is no longer viable, then what do we do? I'm really glad that you're thinking about all that. In December, and I know that we're treading on, but in December, I noticed that we have fire. So I'm curious to know, I see the smiles coming from your faces, what we're doing about that.
Zoe?
Since fire can happen anywhere.
Yes, fire normally December is the winter time, so you expect places to be cold. The truth about fire is that there are a lot of activities that will go on during December. You have carnival, you have you have that, and Christmas. So much of times when we talk of fire, even though it goes on natural fire, this is the only hazard which I consider the man-made component of it as well, because they have home fires that usually come. I don't know if we are real with statistics. There are usually fire cases in St. Kitts in the month of December. Yes, where maybe persons will just forget stove, or they got so drunk and things like that occurred. So we thought it wise to highlight that and let the children know what to do about fires. And if at all you want to burn things, let them be in a container, and always notify the fire department if it's even safe to do, garbage burns in your yard. Because at times she will say, it's my property. But if the fire happens to spread all through, it no longer becomes your hazard, it becomes a community hazard.
Indeed.
So yes, those are key things we take into consideration, and we decided to use that month. So is there anything to add to that?
Yeah, we normally collaborate with the fire department, and they would help to conduct drills to help us to know how to subdue a fire in any events.
Okay. So before we go, let's touch on the one. We have 2 dormant volcanoes in our federation. What are the children taught concerning these volcanoes? Because we said, man, these dormant for so long, they're never going to blow. We're fine. What education is there for both kids and adults alike?
With volcanoes, St. Kitts, even looking at your map, there tend to be a little hope called safe zone. It's just a little dot. Don't fool yourself. It's not really that safe. Nevis as a whole, oh my God, with volcano, we are just in the lake of fire, right? So the way I look at it for let's say, the Nevis peak to erupt, 100% evacuation plan.
Wow.
Nobody's to be there. So I approach it more on the effectiveness of evacuation.
Okay.
That's it. So how effective would the plan be? Just think of evacuating how many thousand people. How many vessels do we have? The boats, and where are they going to? Now, if we start seeing the other question will be, when is the appropriate time to do the evacuation? This kind of evacuation is that which you have to leave your home, leave everything, and you are not sure if you will come back and meet anything. So it's like you give up your life. That alone tells you the resistance you get from people. You can do that only when the hazard has occurred. That will be too late. So you have to do it before. What if persons evacuate and what you are predicting does not happen? Will they give a lawsuit against you? And what if they stay and that happens? Would they blame you for not enforcing the evacuation plan, seriously? So to me, a lot of concerns and attention should be on that evacuation plans. Via air, via sea, of course it's an island, we can't say via road. So those two, what are the plans that are there to handle such? We saw what happened in St. Vincent. Their island is not as bad as Nevis because persons could still be on the safe zone. But see the challenges they had in that logistic. That should ring a serious bell on our minds. So volcano is just beyond the hazard itself. But how do we coordinate the evacuation plan? So to me, that is where every department, tourism, everything you can name, should focus on and set up several contingency plans. So when that time comes, we are not trying to figure out what to do in a short time. COVID caught us off guard. So these two should not catch us off guard.
Yeah, you're correct.
Jack Gumba, Zoe Bendito of the Nevis Disaster Management Department. Thank you so much for
thank you.
sharing some insight into the important work that you do. It often goes unnoticed because we take these things for granted, but there are people like you working behind the scenes to ensure that we are safe as we can be, and we really do appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great. Really appreciate that. And
You're welcome.
It's not going to be the last time. We'll be pleased if you will give us access monthly.
Oh, no problem.
We can definitely talk about that. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. More GMS Scan in a moment, everyone. Stay tuned.
Yo, what up? It's your boy Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moment Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We will now be discussing the Grammys. So the Grammys is currently one of the most trending topics on the internet, from award winners to some questionable red carpet looks. For this segment, of yay or nay. Jamie and I will be looking at some trending Grammy red carpet looks. Jamie, are you ready?
Like I know what's trending. I'm just giving you my opinion, okay?
Doesn't Jamie appear to be a fashionista every morning you folks see him on Good Morning SKN? Doesn't he? Look, he's always fashionably dressed. And he's saying he
fashion what?
Fashionista.
No, can't be a fashionista.
Fashionista?
Not be a fashionista.
Fashionista, fashion. It's an interchangeable word, I think. It doesn't necessarily say femme. Fashionista.
To you. Okay. Yeah, anyway, not about me or you. It's about the red carpet looks.
It's about the yay or the nay. So let's begin. That's a fair yay. Fits are nice. Everything goes well. Definitely a yay.
Simplicity.
Yeah.
Works every time.
Minimalist. I would say yay.
Can I say hello?
Is this Adele?
Can I say hello?
Oh man, gorgeous.
Absolutely.
Wow, I like the sleeves. The velvet goes well on her. Hello in velvet. She forgot the rest of her dress at home. She needs to go home and put the top on. Because it looks like those things we made for Christmas, you know? The Christmas paper decorations.
I'm starting to cost a lot of money.
This is whom?
Camila Cabello?
Is this Doja? Is this Nelly
This
Furtado?
looks like Camila Cabello.
Oh, Camila Cabello.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, no. This one didn't go too well. Sorry, Camila. I would love to know what Joan Rivers would have said about this. Oh, I miss that woman. Her. She needed to lose the bottom of it. I want to say yay, but I don't know. I'm going to go with yay. Because if she loses that silky part, it can be something nice. But yeah, I'm going to go with the fashion. Yeah, I'm going to say yay. Jamie said nay. And she needs to take off them glasses, man. Back to glasses, or had clearer glasses.
The more you speak, the more nay it becomes, just so that you were aware.
All right. Ooh.
The one and only magnificent J-Lo.
Ah, see, I'm looking at her, but I'm still seeing like Beyonce here. So I'm gonna say yay. She looks a little buff though. Jeesh. Oh, Future, you okay? You looking decent. We can hold that.
Can a guy really get the red carpet look wrong? I mean, he'll have to do so many things. He'd have to go so extra.
What?
If he stays
Jamie,
with the traditional look, he will be fine.
Especially on the Met Gala. Some of them just need to go home and come back. The fellas I'm talking about. They get it wrong all the time. But Future did well. Who's going to space? Machine Gun Kelly? No. You see what I said? He already got it wrong.
Works every time. I don't understand.
He got it so wrong. Somebody's waiting to put their foil paper back over their turkey or their chicken. Give it back. Oh, lovely queen. Queen, lovely.
I can't see anything.
It's a little more Tisha-esque, but it is okay.
I can't see anything. I think that if the background weren't black, I would have been able to appreciate the dress a whole lot more.
But it's more Tisha-esque.
But she's
killing it in the
stylish,
face, right?
She's gorgeous. Yeah. I love her. I miss her show on television. Sorry they canceled it or whatever they did with
that was her talk show?
talk show.
Okay.
I thought it was absolutely great. Miss you. Queen Latifah.
Ooh, I like this. I like the dots. This is whom? Okay, don't know her. Yo, I feel like I'm getting old. I don't know most of these young people. Well, what is the name of one of her songs though? Okay. But it's a lovely dress. Fits her physique. Her figure. Well, yes. Yay or nay?
Well, we already saw this one. I gave you a yay already.
This one. No other notable mentions were there? We had no other notable. No, what's going on here? Is that the size of her bag? Oh no, it's part of the drip. No. What's happening? She looks like she's wearing a pulpit. And then she still has a bag over it. Because that thing that looks like a handbag that encircles her. No, you need to call your stylist and request a refund, ma'am. No.
Isn't that what fashion is, though? You're generally trying to be edgy. You're pushing the envelope, and I guess that's what her designer was going for.
This is over the age. Yeah.
Maybe it's before its time.
Oh, Ellie Mae. She looks nice. Simplicity, as Jamie said. But black, was black the color of the night, though? Do you realize? Okay, Grammys, just a little advice. The next time you ensure that you have a gold area so that the persons in the black can stand at the gold area. How about that? Fair enough, because the black is being drawn in by the black. Feel me? Yeah. Or put a little more gold. Put a little more gold so that we can pick up the black. But LMA looks nice. Ooh.
The nanny. Oh, this is a yay from
Fran
me.
Drescher. It looks nice.
It's Fran style.
Nice. Yeah.
Fran Drescher.
She looks like she can start a fire. She looks like she belongs in December.
She hasn't aged one bit.
I know. Hot fire. Looks like a jumpsuit. I'm trying to see if it's a jumpsuit, but it does look that way from how she's standing. Nice. Go, Fran. Man, see? Nelly got it. It's getting hot in here. See, Nelly stood the right place. So his black stood out even though he's behind black. Because the white helps it.
He's not in front of it, he's beside it.
He's in front of it.
So
because look, there's a little wall right behind him that kind of makes a cross.
That little thing that you see that really you can't see anything else on him. Oh, yeah, okay, sure, if you say that.
I see the bling watch. Yay, Nelly, you did well. People like these need to be uninvited to events. You know, where is he going? He just looked like he got up out of his bed, decided he was going for pizza, and be like, no, I'm going to put on my pastor shirt and my jacket because it's cold outside.
You're supposed to be comfortable.
This is not...
You're supposed to be comfortable. He's representing himself.
Okay, as I said, yes. Looked like he threw away bleach on his pants too. Yeah.
This is like the 90s look. Is everybody feeling me here? This is like the night. All we needed were some white sneakers to complete the look. Be fine.
No.
Maybe a baseball cap.
Okay. This stays right here. It doesn't get to any yay because this is too much. Why wear a hat and a... This is scissor, right?
It's part of the dress, Hortensia.
Would you? She almost unrecognizable, boy. Oh my God.
It's gorgeous, though.
The color is not the frock. I'm not even gonna call it a dress. It's too much. Jamie, that's a no. No. You see, these are the things I don't understand, you know. These are the things I don't understand. And you said fellas can't get these things wrong.
I said
why is he wearing his clown suit?
It's a very expensive clown suit, by the way, if you
Do you think it's Swarovski crystals? Well, if a kid needed to learn what a diamond is, they can definitely learn what a diamond is on him. No, this is ridiculous.
Wow. And yet we're talking about it, so if it was done for publicity, way to go. It's effective, isn't it?
Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Megan. Oh, see, now, Megan, you don't... How does foil paper go with white? Huh? How? I would love to see a picture with her and her fiance, because Machine Gun Kelly, the guy in the foil wrap. Look, Megan, you did well. Keep up staging him. Yeah, we appreciate that. No.
You were going to the Grammys anyway. I mean, you're a performer. Why not? This looks the part to me. It's fine.
When does he plan to land on Mars?
Wait, what are those on the bottom? Thank you for moving that. Okay, everything but that.
Keep what you had.
Everything
you
but that.
You said he was going to the Grammys. Put it back to what you had.
Everything but that. Right, I couldn't see
You
it
ought
at first.
to see these things, a disaster.
He was fine up to there.
Listen,
He was fine up to there.
The astronaut shades threw me for 6. I'm not having that, no. I wonder if those are boots or if those are his pants. I would like to know. Ooh, the incomparable. Mary, they did you wrong this time.
Mary J. Blige.
No. Mary, can I call the police for you? No.
How about we do this?
No.
Does that work? Mary, I'm sorry.
Oh, Mary, no.
Right. Well.
Deep inside, I wish that they could see that they wronged my girl, Mary.
That's a wrap. We want to thank you for joining us today for another edition of GMS Scan. Tune in daily to find a little bit of everything for everyone. Hopefully you got your fill today. If not, keep coming back. Maybe you'll find something that you like, right? Yep. So follow us on our social media platforms, including Facebook and YouTube at Studio 327 Inc. and Instagram at Good Morning SKN. Like, subscribe, follow, share, and visit our website at studio327inc.com to learn more about GMSKN and Studio 327. Also use the hashtag GMSKN.
Yes, leave us a comment and let us know what was your favorite part of today's show, and see you tomorrow, Tuesday at 8 a.m. when you will start your morning with us right here at Good Morning SKN. Thank you for watching. It's always a pleasure being on your telly or your cell phone or your tablet. Thank you guys. Have a great Monday and see you tomorrow and Tuesday.